A lot of people ask me, why do I keep my trading private? Here's the truth. When you tell people that you trade, they immediately put you in a box. Some people think you gamble, some assume you're rich overnight, others start to judge every move you make. The harsh reality is trading is already stressful enough. You don't need extra opinions weighing on your decisions. When you share too much, you invite unnecessary pressure. Friends and family might start asking how much you make day trading or have you lost money. That can create doubt and even push you to take trades you normally wouldn't just to prove a point. Trading should be about discipline and patience, not about impressing others. Another reason to stay quiet is safety. If people know you're trading and making money, it can create jealousy or even put you at financial risk. Not everyone needs to know what you're building behind the scenes. Sometimes your biggest progress comes from moving in silence until the results speak for itself. Finally, keeping your trading private protects your mental health. The market is humbling and losses happen. When you broadcast your journey, you give yourself freedom to learn, adjust, and grow without outside noise. You're able to focus on becoming consistent rather than defending yourself to people who don't understand the process. So remember this, you don't need to tell the world you trade. Keep your circle small, protect your peace, and let your results speak louder than words. In Matthew 6:3, when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. In other words, not everything has to be announced, explained, or proven to others. Some things are meant to stay between you and God and your purpose. Trading is one of those things. The first reason is not everyone will understand what you value. What makes sense to you might sound foolish to somebody else. You may see trading as a way to build discipline, wealth, and freedom, but to the next person, it might look like gambling or wasting time. And here's the truth, you can't convince everyone to trade. You don't need to. Your calling and your journey are not for everyone to agree with. Proverbs 23:23 says, buy the truth. You do not need to sell it. Get wisdom, instruction, and understanding. What you've learned about markets, risk, and patience is your wisdom. You don't have to sell that truth to people who don't want it. Another reason is pressure and pride. When you tell people you trade, they start watching you. They ask, how much did you make today? Did you lose? What's your next move? That constant attention can create pride if you're winning or shame if you're losing. Either way, it pulls you out of the discipline and into performance. Every time there's comparison between humans, it creates envy and animosity. We don't need to be comparing ourselves to the next person. Human instinct already compares that self to make you feel like you're not valuable just because that situation where you're comparing. But the Bible warns us in Proverbs 29:25, the fear of man brings a snare. If you start trading for people's approval instead of trading with patience and wisdom, you're setting yourself up for a trap. The third reason is protection of peace. When you move in silence, you guard your mental and your spiritual health. If you lose, you don't owe no one an explanation. If you win, you don't have to deal with jealousy or envy. Galatians 4:6 says, better one handful with tranquility than two handfuls with toil and chasing after the wind. Trading already has enough ups and downs. You don't need to add other people's emotions on top of that. Fourth, there's principle of stewardship. God calls us to be faithful stewards over what he places in our hands. That includes money, time, and opportunities. Part of stewardship is protecting what God is building in you until it's mature. Sometimes silence is stewardship. Just because God gave you insight in the markets doesn't mean you have to broadcast it. Luke 16:10 says, whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with very much. Handle your trading journey with the same care. And finally, don't feel pressure to tell everyone you trade. Protect your peace, protect your stewardship, and protect your growth. Move in silence, stay disciplined, and trust God with the results. Your journey doesn't need to be explained, defined, or proven to anyone. Just let your fruit show in due time. You guys need to be humble whether you're losing or making money. Our goal is to speak the truth and the light into others, and that's it. If they're curious, you can always inform them and give them the wisdom and the knowledge for them, but you don't need to always boast. Boasting is one of the daily sins. Boasting about materialistic things. We shouldn't be boasting anything about this world but the word of God. Make sure you guys leave a like, cop the latest Yahweh merch. Go to SoulfulAcademics.com if you want to support the channel or use even free budget tools I made for you and engineered for you so you can start budgeting and learn how to live below your means so you can start building wealth for your family to build generational wealth. Love you guys. See you guys in the next one. We out.